It's the other viewers. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Luns B Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday. It's 10:30. It's time for the Supplemental. Sorry. I got a frog in my throat. Oh, my goodness. I got a bunch of stuff there from the Tamester, Mr. Taney. And you can't see it because I don't have the right thing clicked on. Let's go ahead and get that clicked over. There it is. And we'll throw that to the main screen. And there it is. But I'm only seeing that, which that's no good. It's no good. It's no good. It's no good. All right, now we're going to throw that over. There we go. We got comments, lots of them. I wasn't paying attention to the comments, so let's check those out real quick. Audio is good. That's good. Stayed up late watching F1. I am running late because of the Japanese Grand Prix that we just finished watching. Don't give away grilled cheese day. Where did you get that cheese? The Inquisition. Let's begin. Where are the... See Jews in space, and you're late. And late. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. I would like to call you my friend. But friends don't berate friends for tardiness. Right? A lot of things going on this morning. We were watching the race. And that we just finished that up, and then I had to run downstairs, and my computer's old, so it takes forever to start. The computer is actually at a point now where it takes longer to start than I do. It's just very. But I mean, I don't want to get rid of it, because then I have to buy all the stuff again. Good morning, Mother. I see you up there on the Talks of the Tick. Now remember, if you're playing along in the trivia contest later, the TikTok people. They don't suffer the delay that Facebook has. Facebook has a big delay. TikTok does not. TikTok allows me to be me. I gotta be me. It's a weird morning. Bear with me. All right. Sorry again. Sorry for my tardiness. Thanks for pointing it out, Mr. Taney. Here we go. It's right there, and I just can't clear it. Here we go with your national days of the week. Remember, find a reason to celebrate every day of your existence. And if you can't find a reason, here are 7 that'll get you through the week. Starting with tomorrow, it's National Beer Day. I'll have a cerveza. Is that actually water? It is actually water, Bertha. It's too early. It's too early for the water replacement stuff. Question in the Talk of the Ticks. So, National Beer Day starts your Monday. You know, everybody hates the Mondays. So, get your workmates, go out, have an after work beer. When's the last time you did that? Remember that used to be a thing? You went out and you had beer? Tomorrow, it is April the 7th, National Cerveza Day. Moving on, look, come back, speak. The 8th of April is National Lawyer Appreciation Day. That's a tough sell. That's a tough sell. I mean, I know lawyers. I have lawyers that I would call friends. But when you need a lawyer, it's really hard to appreciate them because you can't even speak to them without paying them. And there's no guarantee that anything they say is going to be worth the money you give them. But they're people. They're good people. They mean well. They're well-intentioned. whatever. It's the 8th of April. It's National Lawyer Appreciation Day. Look, come back, speak. On the 9th of April, it's National ASMR Day. Yep, that's it. That's for you freaks that like to listen to things. It's National ASMR Day. I don't even know what ASMR means or what it stands for. I just know that those people have audio sensitivity weirdness. They like things quiet and whispered, and like they'll pay you to touch things with your nails and eat. They'll pay you to eat. They'll probably pay for this. Let's see how this. Yeah, you ASMR freaks, you ready for this? a little a little chloroseptic spray to get you going today. And also on the 9th, which is National ASMR Day. On the look, stop, speak. I have to do that for later editing. On the 10th of April, it's National. Oh, I can get behind this one. National Hug Your Dog Day. I feel the hug right now. I can just feel the embrace of my giant dog. Occasionally he hugs me, and it's pretty cool. But most of the time I'm hugging him. And when the hug is good, when you got a big dog and you can just show him, oh, I hear him in the distance. And you can come here. And you can just put that hug on him and just like snuggle. Oh. There's human hugging, which usually leads to other things. And then there's dog hugging, which should not ever lead to other things. It's the 10th, yes, the 10th of April. It's National Hug Your Dog Day. Moving on to the 11th of April. On the 11th of April, it's National, and I don't know why this is an American national, Poutine Day. You heard me. National Poutine Day. Is there a place locally where I could buy poutine? Is there a place that sells it locally? It's just gravy on French fries, isn't it? I don't remember. I lived in Canada, and I think that was over 30 years ago, and I think I ate poutine while I was in Canada because it seemed like the thing to do. They do malt vinegar on the fries. So maybe poutine is more than just gravy on fries. I feel like there's mashed potatoes involved. Oh, cheese curd is also. Can I purchase it locally, Mr. Taney? Is there a place in central Pennsylvania where poutine is on the menu? Let me know, and I've got a place to go on the 11th of April, National Poutine Day. On the 12th of April, it's National Licorice Day. And I don't know why people hate licorice so much. I love licorice. Is it just the black licorice? It's just a bunch of, are you racist? Are you licorice racist? And I didn't realize until I wrote the word down, licorice, that it really just means Lyco rice. It does not taste anything like Lyco rice. Licorice, it comes in red and black, right? They're the only colors I know of. And I think they have the same flavor regardless of the color. I think there may be some strawberry and some cherry licorice. But if it doesn't taste like Sambuca, why are you wasting your time? That is on Saturday. But in preparation of National Licorice Day, I may pick some up on Friday and share them with my workmates, much like I did the scurvy prevention devices of last Friday. And finally, on the 13th of April, it's TJD, Thomas Jefferson Day. Thomas Jefferson, signer of the Declaration of Independence, big fan of the Constitution, republicanism. He was a signer of the Constitution. He was also a two-term president of the United States of America, our third president, to be precise. He's got a monument and everything in Washington, D.C. It's the Thomas Jefferson Rotundo. Did I know all of these facts before we taped today's episode? Nope. I had let all of my TJ knowledge fade into existence, but I did a quick refresher, and I shared it with you. Creamsicle Twizzlers are amazing. Those sound amazing. Let's find some. Let's find some creamsicle Twizzlers. That has been your National Days of the Week. Water tastes different after a couple sprays of chloroseptic. It definitely has a different flavor to it. I'm going to try to pull up some information live because I didn't have time to get it done while we was talking or while I was prepping. I'm so bad at this. I am not good at multitasking. I want to go into my search thing, and you could follow along with me if you'd like to. I want to tell you about something that the East Pennsboro Fire Police are doing. Fire Police, something unique as far as I know to Central Pennsylvania, or to Pennsylvania in general. Where's my search? There's my search. East Pennsboro Fire Police. Like much of the things around here, they don't have any money to pay people, so they get a bunch of people to volunteer. Our firefighters volunteer. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some cops volunteering. But this anomaly called the Fire Police are a bunch of volunteers also. And what they do is they do traffic control around things, fires and police things. They got the little lights on their vehicle, and they go out there and they provide like security services. Which is not on a poopy delay. Hey, Patrick. As always, it's good to see you too. I got Patrick and James, and I got Mother. These are the names I know of people that are watching. Anybody else that's watching, introduce yourself. Yeah, I know the delay in Facebook is bad, but I'm not in charge of delay stuff, sir. All right, so the East Pennsboro Fire Police, you can search for it on Facebook. East Pennsboro Fire Police, 4 separate words. They're doing a fundraiser that's going to culminate next week. So here's how that works. They're selling discounted cards for Texas Roadhouse. All right, so they sell off these cards, and then you use the cards to go to Texas Roadhouse on April 24th between 3 and 10, and then you buy the food, and they get the back end on the card sales, and they get the back end on the food. So you win by getting a discount at Texas Roadhouse on April 24th if you buy the cards in advance, and you can buy the cards in advance by going to the East Pennsboro Fire Police Facebook page. East Pennsboro Fire Police, 4 individual words. Go on there and they'll tell you everything about them. I'll do a little bit more on that, but that's going on now until the 24th of April to help them raise funds to do the things that they do as proud volunteers. They call them fire squirrels. I did not know that. All right, so there we go with your National Days of the Week. There we go with a little com. It's community or comedy note. And finally, let's move into the fan favorite portion of the show. It's time for this week in history, trivia style. This week in history, trivia style, every week I give you 7 questions. The goal is to go 7 for 7. I got 13 minutes before I have to break, and me and Chick Brew are taping a new episode. So the goal is to go 7 for 7. It's just black licorice that people don't like. You're a racist. You're a food racist. I recently found out I am also a food racist. I didn't realize that. But I looked on the back of my my tuna package, my little tuna pouch, and it said product of Senegal. And when I think of Senegal, I don't think of good hygiene. I don't even think of paved roads. I think of Senegal, right? That's where my tuna comes from. And it was at that point I realized I'm a food racist. I wonder how many tariffs I wonder how many tariffs we put on Senegal. All right, here we go with this week in history, a trivia style. Question number 1. On March 31st, 1889, what iconic structure was officially opened to the public of Paris? Iconic structure in Paris that opened on March 31st, 1889. I'm going to let you think about it, and if you want to guess, you can guess, or you can wait for the multiple choices. Now, I am dealing with about a 40-second delay on Facebook. I don't know why. It's not like I have a cough button. In radio, we have this thing called a cough button, and you set it up so it gives you like a 30-second bank. So if you you want to cough or something like that, you just hit the button and it'll pause that 30 seconds, and you can recover. They give you a delay on Facebook, but there's no cough button involved. So Mr. Taney has already piped in with the Rifle Tower. And then he corrected it to the Eiffel. That is one of the options. The options that you have available to you are the Notre Dame Cathedral, which is almost completely rebuilt, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, or the Arc de Triomphe. The cool thing about the Arc de Triomphe is there's an elevator that takes you to the top, and you can get a really cool view of Paris from the top of the Arc de Triomphe, which looks down the Champs-Élysées. I took my wife to Paris, and I am still happy that I was able to do that. On March 31st, 1889, what iconic structure was opened to the Parisians in Paris? The Notre Dame Cathedral, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, or the Arc de Triomphe? Even though I think the Arc de Triomphe is cool, I was also at the top of the Eiffel Tower, and that was also cool, and I am also going to go with Tower de Eiffel. I fell! April 1st is widely considered as April Fool's Day. Which of the following best describes its origin? What is the origin story behind April Fools? Let's find out what our options are and guess from there. Was it a celebration of the vernal equinox? Unlikely. Was it a commemoration of court jesters? Yeah, most of those were murdered. Court jester was not a long-term career choice. Was it a day marking the adoption of the Gregorian calendar? Or was it a medieval festival known as the Feast of Fools? Probably not going to go 7 for 7 this week. I want to go 7 for 7. I'm going to make an educated guess. I think it would be hilarious if it was if the backstory on April Fool's Day was a commemoration of the adoption of the Gregorian calendar. Yeah. Because could you imagine? All right, there's never been an April Fool's Day. Yeah, I'm really thinning right there. Can you imagine? There's never been an April Fool's Day before, And then, the guy comes in and goes like, no, whoa, 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 we're changing the calendar. And the guy's like, yeah, no, we're not changing. Oh, James is going with the vernal equinox. I'm still on my story here about the adoption of the Gregorian calendar. No, seriously. Starting tomorrow, we're changing the calendar. And we're not changing. Who changes calendars? Nobody. The Mayans, maybe, only because theirs run out, But who changes calendars? No. Seriously, dude. We're changing calendars starting tomorrow. I think that had the potential of being the greatest April Fool's Day joke ever. Because you had to get a lot of buy-in from a whole bunch of people. Because no matter who you told that to, then they would go to other people and like, I heard we're changing calendars. I'm like, yeah. Exciting day tomorrow. We're changing calendars. So for the fun of it, although I think it may be a medieval festival known as the Feast of Fools, I think it may be that. But I'm choosing the answer that really touches me, and it's the adoption of the Gregorian calendar. That's where I think the backstory of April Fools is. On April 2nd, 2020, on April 2nd, 2005, which prominent religious leader passed away, leading to a significant period of mourning? Okay, Mr. Taney is trying to change his answer, but you can't do that. Blackjack, no trade back. You chose equinox. You're sticking with equinox. I chose calendar. That's what separates mice from men, sir. April 2nd, 2005. Who died? What prominent religious leader died? I know exactly where I was when he died. I could tell you this. On my actual birthday was the day he fell ill in 2005. And he stuck around for a little bit, but he actually passed. I know who this is. Mr. Taney is going with Queen Elizabeth. I don't know why he would think she is a prominent religious leader. A significant period of mourning. Here are your options. Was it Paolo Giovanni II, Pope John Papa Giovanni Paolo II, the Polak in charge of the Roman Catholic Church? Was it Pope John Paul II? Was it Archbishop Desmond Tutu? Was it the Dalai Lama, which is kind of like Menudo? Like whenever the Dalai Lama dies, they put a new one in place, and he is the Dalai Lama. So that's like a position. Or was it Mother Teresa? Was it Pope John Paul II, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the Dalai Lama, or Mother Teresa? Who died on April the 2nd, 2005? What prominent religious leader died on that day? I know the answer, and I'm waiting for you to answer, because I don't want you stealing my answer. Oh, I got 5 minutes. Yes, I agree with Mr. Taney. It was Pope John Paul II. Moving on, question number 4. The Marshall Plan, aimed at rebuilding Europe after World War II, was signed into law by U.S. President Harry S. Truman. On what day? Now, we know the day is somewhere in the last 7 days is when these questions are written. So you got 7 choices to choose from. It's somewhere between April 6th and March 31st. Yes. I love that you pay attention. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Here are your options. Was it April 3rd, 1948, May 8th, 1945, June 6th, 1944, or July 4th, 1947? The Marshall Plan was signed into law by U.S. President Harry S. Truman on what day? All right, immediately we're going to take June 6th, 1944 out. Gone, because that's D-Day. It's not that. July 4th, July 4th, 19, I see your comment. July 4th, 1947. I don't believe we would have done it on American Independence Day, as cool as that may be. Oh, wait. The answer is April 3rd, 1948. The answer is April 3rd, 1948. I say confidently, even though I do not know the answer, but I do know the parameters of the questions, and it was this last week in history, and only one of them wins. So I'm looking good for 7 for 7. We'll find out soon. Question number 5. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April the 4th of what year? Bonus points if you can name his assassin. Taney is going with 48. Yeah. April the 3rd, 1948. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April the 4th of what year? Bonus points if you can name his assassin. The options to you are 1965, 1968, 1970, or 1963. If I've ever taught you anything about how to take an exam, I teach you that the hardest part about writing a multiple choice exam is coming up with the wrong answers. So generally, you have the right answer, and then you need to come up with 3 wrong answers. And the way you do that is usually one that's higher, one that's lower, and one that's kind of close. So the one that's highest is 1970. The one that's lowest is 1963. I'm removing them from the possibility of my answer. That leaves me with 1965 and 1968. I believe it was 1968. I believe it was 1968. That's my answer. Your options are 1965, 1968, 1970, or 1963. Mr. Taney is going with 63 and believes that we did this question a couple of weeks ago. Question number 6. On April 5th, 1818, Chile's independence movement secured a decisive victory against Spanish forces in what battle? In what battle did Chile's defensive forces defeat the Spanish? And I am not going to pronounce any of these correct. All right, he's sticking with 65. The Battle of Chacabuco, the Battle of Maipú, the Battle of Rancagua, or the Battle of Santiago. I am solely choosing my answer on the one that was easiest for me to pronounce. I'm going with the Battle of Santiago, although the Battle of Maipú is a good one too. April 5th, 1818, Chile's independence movement secured a decisive victory against Spanish forces in what battle? I chose the Battle of Santiago. What is your choice? What are you choosing? And finally, question number 7. You're so busy talking about questions of the past, you didn't give me an answer for the question I just gave you. Stop arguing with me, sir. Patrick, handle your dad. Santiago. All right, I got your answer. All right, finally, the United States entered World War I by declaring war on Germany on what day? The United States entered World War I by declaring war on Germany on what day? Again, here are your options. November the 11th, 1918. It wasn't November the 11th, 1918. That's another day in history. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Yeah, that day. June 28th, 1914. May 7th, 1915. Or April 6th, 1917. What day did the United States declare war on Germany during World War I? I can't wait too long for your answers because I have to go, and Chick Brew is waiting. Let's just put it that way. And I don't like to keep her waiting. She keeps on waiting on the world to change. My answer is April the 6th, 1917. What is your answer? Is it April the 6th? Is it May the 7th of 1915? Is it June 28th of 1914? He's going with 1914. June 28th, 1914. June. In a This Week in History trivia style, for the last week, you went with June 1914. Patrick, tell your dad to put down the computer or whatever he's drinking. There are my answers. I hope you got yours in. Now let's see if we went 7 for 7. The answers are number 1 was the Tower d'Eiffel. Number 2 was a medieval festival known as the Feast of Fools. I still think Gregorian calendar was funny. That's why I went with it. But I did believe, it doesn't count. I got it. I'm not going 7 for 7. Doesn't count. I did believe that this was the correct answer, but I chose the Gregorian one because it spoke to me. It was Pope John Paul II that died in 2005. I know. I was in Sigonella when he died, and it was everybody was getting text messages, and this is before smartphones really took off, but the entire country was getting text messages about Pope John Paul II's passing and things going on in the Vatican City and the conclave. It was all in text message. It was crazy. The entire country was getting those text messages. The first date thing that came up, I forgot what the question was. Question number 4, the Marshall Plan was signed into existence on, go figure, April the 3rd, 1948. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in 1968. Did you? Oh, thank you, Michael Schumacher, for the nice shirt compliment. Did the 1968 was Martin Luther King Jr. I gave you an option for extra points if you could name his assassin. And if you don't know, his assassin's name was James Earl Ray. Number 6, another one I got wrong because I didn't know how to pronounce it correctly, but it was, in fact, the Battle of Mai Po. I'll never forget that one. And finally, when did we go to war with Germany for World War I? It was April 1967. Oh, 1917. It would be way late. It would be way late if we did it in whatever I said the first time. April the 6th, 1917. Yeah, and when we're doing anything that involved dates in the last week, it would be, yes, I know you're in the studio, Chick Brew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for this week. Thanks for playing along on the supplemental. Michael Schumacher is somehow texting from his hospital bed, is asking me who is my favorite driver. It was you. You were the greatest ever. I love you so much. Get better soon. All right, I got to wrap this up. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you could be. If you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Getting ready to tape the show with Chick Brew. We missed out on an episode last week because things happen. 67 was your first. 67 was not even an option. It was not an option. Stop arguing with me. You're very argumentative today. I took away 70 because it was the largest. I took away 63 because it was the smallest. And I chose between 65 and 68, and I chose 68. I only went 5 for 5. But I can't argue with you any further. Yeah, I said the thing I need to say. Take care, everybody. If you want to hear more kookiness, be sure to check out the Lunsby Show. You can find the Lunsby Show by searching the hashtag LUNSB, the Lunsby Show. Love you.